Here we are, Andy, before the game. Andy, what's your thoughts going into the game today?
Tough one. Obviously we were off the back of a defeat last week, so no fella that brought 3 or 4 in that we're seeing this morning, so they're going to be a lot different to probably what they were last Friday. They had a close game against Redcar, so expect a tough game. We know what they're going to be like, and hopefully we come on the other side of it with 3 points.
Yeah, and I think you always, when you bring 3 or 4 players at once, it's hard to get that gel, and hopefully that game today where they're not gelling the first thing, get at them from the off, isn't it?
I hope so. that's a plan, but the lads have brought in, they've been up the leagues, they've been around the league, so they'll make them much stronger. I think they're really good signings for them, so hopefully we can exploit it early doors, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and a couple of wins since come back in January, and all the defeat against Carlisle last week. What was your thoughts on the loss last week?
It was a proper game at Carlisle last week, honestly. Obviously you speak to Katie quite a bit, but it was a real game, and they just came out the other side, and they I wouldn't say nicked a goal, but they bundled one and they scored, and they defend really well. Katie obviously marshals them, and yeah, we just came out the other side. I think on another day, probably a draw was probably a fair result. We probably both weren't going to score, and they managed, as I say, just to bundle one in. But on to the next game, you're allowed to lose games of football, and sometimes you play well and get beaten, and that's the beauty of the game. And hopefully we can play well and win today. But if we play bad and win, that's all that matters at the end of the day for us.
Yeah, and finally, it's just good to see a game on, like you say, with the amount of games backlog that you've got already, getting these wins, and I know the game's going to take long. It's hard at the end of the season with lads' work, and it's nice just getting out the way now and get the points on board, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean we've come back. Just before Christmas, I think we've won 3 of the last 4. So it's been a long wait to get those 3 games, and then we probably thought we might have been off today, to be honest, with the weather, and 24 games or 22 games to go. It's madness, to be honest with you. The weather's just completely curtailed everything for everyone for about 12 weeks. So hopefully now we can get a little bit of a run. I mean, we're at Towlow Tuesday, so that might go. But yeah, we just want rhythm. Everyone just wants to play, and fair play to the ground staff here. They've managed to get the game on, and let's hope we can take the 3 points today.
Excellent. Best luck for the game.
Spot on, man.